Hello everybody, MorbTron here. Today I'm going to talk about Spare Rations, the hand cannon. Now ever since last week's update, where Bungie made it easier or much more viable to farm Reckoning and Gambit Prime for these weapons, because they increase the drop rate in them, I finally, after spending about 8 hours in there after the update in Reckoning, I was able to get myself a couple spare rations that I need to choose from. Now I do have my old one here, which I'll go over really quickly. It's got multi-kill clip, snapshot sights. I love snapshot sights personally. Now the two things that would be different, actually three on here to make it a god roll for me, would be ricochet rounds and full bore to give me like the highest range, and ricochet rounds increases stability as well, and then a range masterwork would be perfect. And I do prefer rampage over multi-kill clip. I know multi-kill clip does have a higher DPS potential, but I just prefer rampage. It's a personal preference, so be it. Now the two other spare rations that I got, they are very similar to each other. They have the same range stat in the end, but one of them has a range masterwork and the other one doesn't. So would I consider either of these the absolute 100% perfect spare rations? Not quite. One of them is just the masterwork off, and I'll take a look at that one first. It's got a handling masterwork, it's got rampage, 4 times the charm, ricochet rounds, and a full bore. Now if this had a range masterwork, it would be the perfect spare rations for me personally. I know some people, can get a little bit more range out of slide shot, things like that, but this would be here with a range masterwork my personal favorite for spare rations. But I do have one that's got the same range total, but it has snapshot sights and multi-kill clip with a range masterwork, but instead of having full bore, it has corkscrew rifling. I can go for chambered compensator as well, but that doesn't increase range at all. But we're going to take a look here and see what the stuff does different between these two. So the range stats are the same. I'm going to pull them up on a side-by-side for Destiny Item Manager right now. You can see both of them have 57 in the range stat. The one that has rampage on it has 50 stability and 78 handling. They both have the same reload stat. They both have the same aim assist. They both have the same recoil direction. The snapshot sights multi-kill clip has 63 stability and 78 handling. So they even have the same handling stat. So one of them has snapshot sights, the other one doesn't. So the two differences are, one of them has rampage, which I prefer over multi-kill clip, but the other one has much better stability than the other, 13 whole points of stability. And I'll kind of show the difference there right now. So I do have my 750 spare rations equipped that has multi-kill clip, snapshot sights, handling masterwork. I do have Darcy. I'm going to show you the difference in range. Now one thing I will show here as well, there is a damage difference in the two hand cannons because, let's get into one of these quick. Sorry bud, had to be done. And you do a little somersault and we get a new guy. Alright, so there is a damage difference in the hand cannons because of their light level. Now the two that I want to compare are the same. They're 731 compared to a 750. So the 750 does 12,700 for full damage, and these other two will do 11,171 damage. So just keep that in mind here. So we're going to go for the highest max range. Still there. Still there. Backing up a little bit now. Starting to go up a little bit of a hill. That might throw it off a little bit, but not enough to where it's going to matter. 30 meters, if you see the bottom left hand of the Darcy scope, is the maximum full damage. Actually, about 29 meters is the full damage potential of my 750 old spare rations. Now we'll equip the 731. Like I said, they're both 731. They both have the same range stat, so it doesn't matter. But we see here we're still at the full damage of 11,171, and we're going to keep going backwards until that is not the case anymore. There we go. Let's do it again. A little bit. There we go. Right there is the maximum, and we see 33. So 32 is the maximum range for the other two spare rations with their higher range stat. So that's a lot. That's 3 extra meters, and that was a lot of distance covered. And yeah, it's a big difference. So the upgrade from these other spare rations, or my old spare rations, to these other two, is pretty good. But let's take a look at the difference in stability. And for that, I'm going to put my Warlock's little left footy here, right on that crack, right there. There we go. Alright, so the one that I have equipped right now is the one that has the lower stability stat. So we compare it here to the other one. The other Range Masterwork multi-kill clip spare rations does have higher stability. 13 whole points of stability increase, actually. So let's take a look and see what that does. And we have to take into account other differences too here. The Rampage spare rations has full bore, which does decrease stability and slightly decreases handling, but ends up being the same handling stat as the other one anyway. And with this one here has corkscrew rifling instead of full bore, which does not decrease stability at all. So those are the major differences here in the barrels. These two stats, you know, Rampage versus multi-kill clip, snapshot sights versus 4th times the charm, doesn't really affect anything other than when you're actually fighting things. But these two, the barrel and the magazine and the masterwork, affect how the gun feels. So we're going to be the same distance away. I'm just going to do an unassisted. I'm just going to shoot the gun, empty its mag into this wall, and see its recoil pattern. That was mostly vertical, a little bit of right to start out with, and then most of the time just straight up and down, which it does have 100 recoil direction, so that's what we can expect. And this one has the higher stability. So there's my predicament, YouTube comment section. On the one hand, I have multi-kill clip versus my personal preference of Rampage, but on the other hand, the gun with Rampage, its recoil is a lot more severe than the other one. Now I know I'm on PC, and you know, saying, you know, it's a lot easier to control recoil on PC. It just is. So having this versus that really isn't that huge of a deal. I mean, you can get used to it either way. Just to compare recoils, let's just pull out my Austringer here. I'll just transfer it over via dim. Hopefully I have a full mag. There I do. Yep. So just as a comparison here, I know this is apples to oranges, but I've got extended barrel, accurized rounds. I can choose steady rounds, but snapshot, Rampage on this Austringer, and the Austringer has a recoil direction of 105, so it will go a little bit to the right. And we're just gonna compare here. That's an Austringer. One more time. And they wonder why Austringer is so popular. So if I want to have something that's even comparable to the Austringer, I need to use this one, the one that does not have Rampage on it. So let me know, comment section, which one of these two hand cannons would you prefer? Now, like I said, personally, if this spare rations here would have had a Range Masterwork, this would have been my go-to. Even though it does not have snapshot sights, 4th times the charm actually does work out very, very well in PvE. Just not as well in Crucible, but you give and take. There we go. Let me know what you would choose, and maybe why. Help me decide which one of these spare rations to use. And I know I masterworked all 3 of them, but I still have like 400 enhancement cores left, 413. So I wanted to see the full potential of each hand cannon before making my decision, and spending the masterwork cores or enhancement cores was the only way to do that. I don't know. I'm split. I'm split 50-50. You know, as far as my old one goes, I'm not going to shard it, but I'm going to put it into another one of my spare rations. Or I might just not even do that and just wait until everything gets bumped up to 750 for free, regardless. So there we go. Let me know what you think. If you want to show your support on the video, hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, subscribe if you're new. Countdown to Shadowkeep is getting shorter. It's getting shorter. So collecting good weapons, going into it. Probably only to use new stuff and leave my old stuff in the vault, but oh well. But don't forget to have a good day, everybody. And I'll catch you all next time.